Good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening.
Any related incidents, particularly when it comes to the hotspots nationwide?
At this stage, we do not have any issues in any of the areas that we would have categorized as hotspots. The process went very well yesterday, and as the police, we are in that space where we are watching the counting with a close eye, monitoring the situation, going into the celebrations and those that will be mourning to make sure that they do that responsibly.
So I think one of the big things are, and it's been two breaking stories for us, ballot boxes in PE and ballot boxes found in Durban. What will that process be now if there is to be an investigation?
Well, I hear that for the first time, but that will be processed through the provincial jogs and the national joints. An investigation will be conducted to determine where those ballot boxes come from, how do they land wherever they were found, and those that are responsible, if found to be true, will be pursued.
Look, Lieutenant General, you say it's been rather peaceful throughout the day. I mean, but what are some of the challenges that you have encountered and that you have resolved? If you can just give us some examples.
I think we are on record having said that this is one of the elections we pride ourselves with as the South African Police Service and law enforcement agencies, but also wanting to appreciate the role played by our communities in making sure that we deliver a safe and secure one. There will have been some sporadic incidents that we had to manage. For example, in the early hours of this morning in Athlone in the Western Cape, our members were in the process of loading the ballot boxes, and as he was carrying the box, was approached by, I will call him a criminal, because I don't think it had anything to do with politics or electioneering. And the member was shot in the stomach. Fortunately, he is in a stable condition, recovering at a hospital in the Western Cape. So that's one of the serious incidents that we would have recorded. Yesterday, somewhere in Malamulele, there was a situation where a person came into the voting station, pretended to be taking a call. When he was called to order by the presiding officer, a scuffle ensued, and in that process there was an attack on our members. And when those people were pursued, one of our vehicles was involved in an accident, and unfortunately in the process also knocked down a pedestrian, but fortunately that person is also still alive. So I can't find many such incidents which suggest that we had a very good one out there, and credit must go to the members of the police, to the law enforcement agencies who ensure that our plans are realized in practice.
I think a lot has been talked about the work the police has done in terms of its intelligence ahead of the local elections. We did see a lot of issues in Tshwane flaring up ahead of the elections there in the case of a new mayoral candidate. We've seen some incidences around the country, but talk to me quickly about just the kind of intelligence work that was done to make sure that we keep, as Alicia was mentioning, those hotspots in check.
Okay. When we communicated our plans, we made visible that we will have a pre-election phase, during the election phase, and post-election. We also went further in communicating the categorization of the various voting districts as in low, medium and high risk. That categorization was informed by intelligence at our disposal. The assessment that was made, which enabled us to deploy accordingly, because in each of those category of stations you will deploy different numbers to respond to the situation at hand, and we are more than satisfied with what we have done during this process.
So we're going to leave it there, but thank you very much. The Acting Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Kgomotso Phahlane, talking to us about just some of maybe the incidences that have transpired over the last couple of days, but also the control that they've been able to exercise with some proper work done by the police. We now cross to Rotenda.